Welcome to Othership Learn and Breathe. First, we're going to dive into some breathwork knowledge and then buckle up as we're going to put it to practice with a session from our app. You can always skip ahead to the session itself. And if you like what we're putting out there, then don't forget to give us a follow and subscribe. Thank you and have an awesome journey.
Breathing. It's automatic. It happens even without our full attention, our conscious awareness, and because of that, many of us are lazy breathers.
Sloppy breathers.
There's so much we can be doing on a day-to-day fundamental level to improve our breathing. So in this video, we're going to break it down. We're going to show you all the exercises and important tips and tricks to improve your breath.
This is such an exciting video because we've listed out all the things that are wrong with the breath, but this is helping for us to realize that all of these things can be mitigated with proper techniques, with proper practice. We can be the best breathers possible to optimize the quality of our lives. So let's dive into it. Number one, posture. Posture is crucial to proper breathing mechanics. I like to refer to that classic class image of the monkey evolving into the man. But the problem is we are de-evolving back into that monkey with shoulders hunched. We're texting on our phones, we're on our computers, we are sitting way more than we were designed to sit, and as a result, our whole breathing mechanics get thrown off. Our diaphragm isn't working properly. We're hunched over, our passages are constricted.
So let's correct this. Start with holding your head perpendicular to the body. You can do this sitting down or standing up, and just begin to take note of your spine. So your spine should be going from the small part of your neck down your back relatively straight and then forming a little J, so looping outwards just above the buttocks area. But like Harry alluded to, so many of us are texting on our phones, not taking care of our posture, and because of that then we have an S-shaped spine. So imagine the shoulders coming in, forming the top of the S, your spine comes down and then it loops out. So we're correcting from an S to a J. Next, you want to also take note of the posture of your mouth area. So you want your lips to be closed, and in that whole process, your teeth are going to be lightly touching and the tongue is on the roof of your mouth. This whole explanation of your back, your spine, your mouth, this is the posture you should be holding. This is going to help facilitate proper breathing mechanics.
Yes, Mandy. Straight posture, breathe properly. The next point, this cannot be iterated enough times. We are going to hammer this one home. Nasal breathing. Cannot reiterate this enough. When you breathe through your nose, you are creating more resistance. And as a result of that, you're breathing slower. You're holding on to that CO2, which is allowing for the transfer of oxygen to take place into your organs, into your brain, into your muscles and tissues. It is absolutely crucial. We were meant to breathe through the nose. It filters the air. It corrects it to the right temperature. It gets rid of bacteria. It does absolutely everything. It also turns on the sympathetic when we breathe through our nose, sending signals to our entire nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, that we are safe and secure. It allows for love and opportunity, curiosity, all the good feels to arise. Breathe through your nose.
And for those of you that may be struggling to breathe through your nose because you've been a habitual mouth breather your whole life like me, I suggest taping your mouth. So just put a piece of tape across your mouth. This can be done during the day or the night. And it may feel a little bit alarming at first because you're so used to breathing through your mouth, but it's just begins the process, begins this building this habit. So do it just for 10 to 15 minutes and notice if you're feeling a little bit panicked. Take it off. Go about your day, try again, and you're gonna become longer and longer. You're gonna be able to breathe through your nose better and better just by practicing.
Okay, so we have posture, we have nasal breathing. The next one is diaphragmatic breathing, breathing in deep from the belly. Your belly is gonna rise first. You're using the diaphragm, which is by far the most important muscle to facilitate breathing. They call it the second heart. Make sure you're breathing through your diaphragm, not all these secondary muscles. When you're breathing up in your chest, again, you're sending signals to your sympathetic that something is not right. Millions of signals every single second, something's not right. When you're breathing deep into your belly, that is the activation of the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. That's where we want to be. That's the state that we want to live our lives in. And we can do it through nose breathing, through diaphragmatic breathing, through proper posture.
And just the best exercise for that is just to sit there consciously and just feel the belly inflate with each inhale. So inflate the diaphragm, deflate the diaphragm. Just going to facilitate that beautiful breath. Next, the best thing we can do for our health is to take as few but as deep breaths as possible. So you're focusing on the highest quality of breath and the lowest quantity.
Yes.
This may seem confusing for some, but the most efficient breathing rhythm that we can partake in our day-to-day is this coherent breath pace of 5.5 breaths per minute. And that works out to 5.5 second inhale and a 5.5 second exhale. So that's an amazing tool. Just count your breath during the day.
So what this does is it increases blood flow to the brain, to the body, and you enter a state of coherence where the functions of the nervous system, your heart, your circulation, your nervous system, they all become coordinated to peak efficiency. Your heart rate variability, your respiratory sinus arrhythmia, everything is operating at peak efficiency. An amazing tool that you can use to help get this efficiency is called the relaxator. Go check it out. It controls how quickly you exhale, forcing that slow exhale and that deep inhale, the slow, gentle breath.
Yeah, it's a great tool. So the final exercise we're going to focus on to improve that fundamental breathing is to strengthen your jaw by eating crunchy foods. This helps to develop the facial muscles that tone the breathing airways.
Yeah, so the changes triggered by the rapid industrialization of farmed foods were severely damaging to our breathing. Within just a few generations from the late 1800s up until today, modern humans have become by far the worst breathers in the history of life on Earth. It's absolutely crazy. We're the only species that snores, except for the dogs that we bred, the pugs. We are the only species that have sleep apnea. We can't sleep because we wake ourselves up due to improper breathing. We're the only species that have the capacity to choke on our food and kill ourselves. So this whole system is a little bit bunged up, but we can help to mitigate it through strengthening these muscles.
Yeah, 90% of our modern diet is actually processed foods. And like Harry said, this changed the way in which we chew, and that led to that sudden change and this extreme shrinking of the mouth and the blocking of the airways. So in the past, our ancestors would hunt their food, they'd gather their food, and they would chew it and break it down for hours. Hours, people. And this chewing, of course, led to really strong, wide faces, pronounced jaws, really a lot of strength up here that helped to open up their airways and keep them clear.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of real estate for breathing, but we can get a lot of it back just through chewing. So all of the points above, they're so critical, but they are useless without the primary pillar for proper breathing. And that, again, is just to bring about a conscious awareness to how we're breathing. We're not going to know how we're breathing, what we're doing improperly, if we don't first bring that conscious awareness to it. So take the time, practice these breathwork sessions, ideally one a day, and also take the time throughout that day intermittently just to pause, to take awareness. This is an opportunity to connect with my breath. And when you do, just simply notice it, acknowledge it, and take a few moments to gather all the mechanics for the optimal breath in that moment. Breathing in through the nose, spine erect, deep from the belly, slowly, gently, in for 5 seconds and out for 5 seconds. And you will train yourself over time to make all of these breathing patterns unconscious habits. You're just doing it.
Yeah, and so the question may be, how do we become aware of our breath? Like everything you said there is so obvious, but how do you become aware of it? What's that conscious trigger? And the best way to become aware and be linked to your breath is through your emotional state, because they are inextricably linked. When you're feeling that tightness, stressed, or anxious, check in with your breath, and you will undoubtedly notice that your breath also is tight and stressed. So it's a really cool anchor point there.
It's so cool. You can use your breath in real time to control your life. So not only are you working on your breathing conscious habits, you're actually improving the quality of your life through reining in your breath, controlling it, and thus controlling your emotional state. So there you have it. Correct posture, nasal breathing, Diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing slowly and fully at the coherent pace of 5.5, crunchy food, and conscious breathing. All of these exercises lead to a better breath and a better life. Welcome to your breath, walk, breathing session. Conscious breath goes hand in hand with the rhythm of the walk. Here we have 2 rhythms that we can sync up, which will bring about an entrancing relaxation as you stroll about. We'll be breathing through the nose and focusing on increasingly elongating the exhales, all of which to help build up that carbon dioxide and our CO2 tolerance during mild exercise that might otherwise unconsciously do the opposite. We'll start with an easier cadence, then work to lengthening the exhales to build up our CO2 levels. So let's get at it, starting with your walking pace to the beat of the music, 100 beats per minute, in and out through the nose, starting with in for 4 steps and out for 4 steps. Starting to sync it all up, here we go, in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, and out, in, out, in, and out. Breathing through your nose, deep from the belly, all the way in, and letting it out smoothly. In and out. There you go. Imagine your breath and the mechanics of your walk as a single entity, powering each other into harmony. In and out. There it is. Into the rhythm of the music, to the beat of your step, and the breath of your life. Quemando troncos y ahora siento tu mirada al otro lado. walking to the soundtrack of your life. Feel it. Feel into the movement. Feel into your breath. Feel into your life. Your breath powering you forward in sync, in harmony, in rhythm. Tuning into the rhythm of your life, and of your movement, and of your breath. Okay, on the drop of the beat, we're going to change the cadence style. We're going to double that ratio of the exhale to the inhale, with an in for 4 and an out for 8. Let that exhale be exaggerated, prolonged. Feel into it as you breathe through the nose. Here it comes in 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Feel a little bit hard to keep up with this beat. You're really slowing things down despite the fact that you're moving your body, exciting your body. But this is good. This is the feeling that we want to get to. That slight air hunger. That's when you know you're pushing it, building up that carbon dioxide tolerance. Through the nose and out through the nose. Feel into it. Feel that air hunger building up. We're training ourselves here. From a physiological level down to the very cell, allowing for the transfer of oxygen to take place more smoothly. And on a mental, energetic level, syncing up our frequencies so that we may live life in more resonance, in more state of flow. In, out. And if your attention wanders, bring it back to one of these three rhythms. The music, the breath, the walk. All beating as one. And if you're feeling it, tune into all three at the same time. You are a rhythm generating machine, pulsing to the rhythm of your life. Okay, we're going to change the cadence style one more when the beat drops to an in for 2 and an out for 6, tripling the ratio of inhale to exhale from when we first started. This may really test your physiology. That's okay. That's why we're here. If it's too hard, you can always take a break. But really try to stick with it in through the nose and out through the nose on the beat drop. In 6, out 2. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, out, in, and out, in, and out. There it is. Stick with this rhythm. And out. In and out. Yes, yes, yes. We as a society are habitual overbreathers. This is training us to slow it down, to breathe through the nose, to build up more carbon dioxide so that we may properly use oxygen as a fuel into our tissues, our cells, our organs, our brain. rhythms syncing up as one. Let it move you. Let your expression come to life. Let it feel good. Let it feel good. In the last few minutes of this breath and walk practice, let's just feel into some gratitude. Gratitude for our legs, our feet, our hips, all the intricate muscles and tendons working in unison to take us to where it is we need to go in life. Thank you. Calling to gratitude, our breath, for keeping us alive on a moment-to-moment basis. For fueling our body with the energy necessary to propel our body forward to where it is that we need to go. Thank you. For the air that we breathe. And for the earth that supports us, that we walk upon, to take us to where we need to go. Thank you. Thank you. In the last few moments of this practice, I invite you to slow your pace down. Slow it down and bring it to a halt. And one big breath in, all the way in. Give it a gentle squeeze at the top. And let it all go. Taking some breaths at your own pace now as you stand strong and still. And just noticing how you feel right now. Tuning into how you feel after having brought entrainment to your rhythms. How do you feel in your body as you stand? And how do you feel in your mind in this moment? Thank you. Thank yourself. Come back to this practice anytime you want to work on your breath while you're walking. It's a great opportunity to do so.